This is a stimulus update and daily news report. Got some important updates to share with you. Huge Social Security increase coming. We're going to go over articles like this. 33 states that boosted SSI benefits by up to $120 as a second September payments worth $840 sent out. Also, this one, Social Security benefits could go up more than $140 a month in average next year. And if you're wondering about the COLA, what is the smallest amount the COLA could be in 2023? We'll go over that article. We'll also talk about the $200 increase for the Social Security, where that bill is at in Congress, and the $1,400 stimulus checks for seniors, whatever happened to that. And I'll give you some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel for more stimulus checks and Social Security updates. And I'm giving you all straight to the point updates just like this on a daily basis. So today we are actually leaving for Chicago probably right after this video. We're going to head over right to the airport. Still got to do a little bit of packing. But anyways, just wanted to give you this, and I'll share some more pictures and videos at the end of this video. So let's talk about this. Cash boost. The 33 states that boosted SSI benefits by up to $120 as second September payments worth $841 sent out. So it comes as 8 million Americans started receiving October benefits worth up to at least $841 for on September 30th. So if you're on SSI and you're wondering about your October payment, it actually came out September 30th, just the way that the dates fell out. But when it comes to this $120 boost, so what states provide supplemental payments? So I'm going to highlight this, but these states have no state supplemental SSI. So Arizona, Arkansas, Mississippi, North Dakota, Tennessee, West Virginia, and Northern Mariana Islands. And then let's go over the state-administered supplements. So amounts may vary by state, but New York offers an extra $87 a month for individuals or $104 for couples. Meanwhile, Alabama couples get a $120 boost, and the following states pay and administer their own supplemental payments in addition to the federal SSI monthly payments. So I'll go over those states really quick. I'll read them off. So it is Alabama, Alaska, Colorado, Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, New Hampshire, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, South Carolina, South Dakota, Texas, Utah, Virginia, Washington, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. So that is the news regarding SSI. And when it comes to Social Security benefits, they could go up more than $140 a month on average next year. When will we find out? Well, up until next week, October 13th, is when we're going to find out the exact amount for the COLA payment. Right now, it's just a bunch of speculation. Numbers are going up and down. But by the price consumer index went up to 9.1% in June. Now, if that was October or when the day was decided for the COLA adjustment, that could have been the number. At the moment, it looks like the best guess right now, what analysts are saying, is 8.7%, seeing that on a lot of different news sources. So what the Senior Citizens League is saying here, a COLA of 8.7% is extremely rare and will be the highest ever received by most Social Security beneficiaries alive today. So I'm really curious your thoughts. 8.7%, is that high enough with the current inflation, the prices of groceries, prices of rent, utilities, everything is just going up? Is 8.7% enough? Well, we're going to find out for sure exactly what this number is on October 13th. And so the amount could go up as high as $180 extra on average in monthly basis, or it could be $150, which would amount for an additional $1,800 a year if it goes up to $150. But there's a lot of numbers being thrown around. Social Security COLA, what is the smallest amount to expect? So you don't want to get your hopes up with, an extra $150 a month, $180 a month, or $1,800 a month. What could be the smallest? Well, we'll go over those numbers here. So Even if the COLA doesn't end up being 8.7%, you can expect the smallest possible adjustment will still be very close at around 8.5 to 8.6%. So only 0.1% off. So if 8.7% doesn't happen, on the lowest, according to this article, it's saying 8.5% and 8.6%. So still not too bad for low. It looks like 8.5% or higher is going to be the highest COLA at this moment. Compared to the highest ever, it was 11.2% in 1981. So I'm really curious, your thoughts. Is this high enough? Should it be double digits, like 11%, 10%, or is 8.7% good enough? Should the lowest be even higher? 8.5% as lowest, is that good enough for you? Let me know your thoughts there. When it comes to the congressional bill aims at boost Social Security benefits by $2,400 annually or $200 a month. That bill still stuck in Congress. Now would be a great time, especially right before the midterm elections, to put a little bit more energy into it, because whichever party decides to pass this bill could almost guarantee the midterm elections here. So $2,400, that would be a huge boost. This is on top of the COLA, something completely separate. But at this moment, looks like Congress stalling as usual. And then senior stimulus check, how an additional $1,400 check could help Social Security recipients afford rising grocery prices. So that senior citizen $1,400 check, or the Social Security recipients getting just a $1,400 check alone, this had a big push to Congress. There was never really an official bill for it. But this $1,400 stimulus check, the senior stimulus, has completely, is going nowhere. It's almost gone at this moment. No one has pushed for it in a while. This is actually an older article, so just wanted to give you the latest on that. But what is going to win this midterm election? What are the politicians talking about? Well, here is the Democrats and what their messaging is for the midterm elections. Take a look at this.
They're a threat to our very democracy. They refuse to accept the will of the people. They embrace political violence. They don't believe in democracy. Equality and democracy are under assault. We do ourselves no favor to pretend otherwise. Too much of what's happening in our country today is not normal. Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
President Biden warning what he says could be in store if Republicans win in the midterm elections. Joining us now, national reporter for the Washington Post, Yasmin Abu-Taleb. Her latest reporting is titled Apocalypse Now. Democrats embrace a dark midterm message. Yasmin, good morning. It's good to see you. So it seems, just watching and talking to people, that the messaging changed somewhere around the time of the Dobbs decision at the Supreme Court and the overturning of Roe versus Wade, where Democrats said, we've got an issue to run on now.
I think that's right. Before that, you saw Republicans were outperforming in special elections. They were predicting this big red wave in the fall. And then, of course, the Dobbs decision changed all of that. And I think Democrats picked up on that pretty quickly, that there was so much outrage. And then they started performing much better in these special election and off-season elections. And then, of course, I think the big turning point for them that made them realize just how much momentum they might have behind this decision was the Kansas referendum in August. I think that really was eye-opening for them, that in this deep red state, you had record voter turnout in an off-season election, that women all over the country have been registering to vote in record numbers. And I think they saw this as really probably their most potent line of attack in all sorts of races, races that are in very liberal enclaves, swing races, places that lean Republican. So you've seen this really in pretty much every Democratic race.
Well, and Yasmin, usually, obviously, midterm elections are about, as we said, the party in power. What's fascinating is, though, over the past month, you've actually seen very conservative people coming out, basically echoing what Mitch McConnell has said privately, which is the more Donald Trump's out there, the more he makes it about himself, the less it's about Biden, the less it's about inflation, the less it's about Afghanistan. Talk about how this message, this dark message, really puts the Democrats in a position where, because Trump is out there every day and because he's pushing himself out there every day, they're almost like a resistance, even though they're the resistance party, even though they control the White House, the Senate, and the House.
I think that's exactly right. This has been an extremely unusual midterm election in that, like you said, it is still a referendum on Joe Biden. I don't want to say it's his record and inflation and crime are all not part of the election, but because Donald Trump has been so prominent in the news for the last several months between the January 6th hearings and investigation and his role in the Capitol attack, and then of course the FBI search of his home, Democrats feel like they have succeeded in making this a referendum on Trump, even though he is not in power. And Trump has put a lot of Republicans in a position where they're kind of having to defend him. A lot of them are trying to step away from it. He, of course, endorsed a lot of the candidates who are going to be running in general elections now, who have embraced his lie that the 2020 election was stolen, and now we're trying to move away from that. And so you see candidates all over the country in their ads and their stump speeches tying all these Republicans to Donald Trump, well aware that he is still the leader of the Republican Party, but also kind of toxic in many ways, especially in these tight races.
Yeah, and he really is. And Mika, you look at what's happened. You had before Dobbs,
right?
Before the leaked Dobbs decision, you had the Democrats in disarray for good reason. Inflation going up, gas prices going up, and again, it was going to be a referendum on Joe Biden, who was in the 30s approval rating, and after Dobbs and after Trump is put back into the spotlight with Mar-a-Lago and the documents. Suddenly, Democrats felt the wind at their back. Republicans were concerned, sort of balancing back now. Republicans are starting to feel really good about Nevada. So they were feeling better about Georgia until this morning. We'll see.
My God.
We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, more to come.
But, Yasmin brings up a great point. This is still at the end of the day, unless it's a bizarre year. A referendum on Joe Biden, a referendum on inflation, a referendum on Afghanistan, or a referendum on the party in power. That's what happens every 2 years. And boy, it really would be historical if instead it was a referendum on the last president.
Well, it would be an earthquake. National reporter for the Washington Post, Yasmin Abu-Taleb, thank you very much for being on the show this morning. We appreciate it.
So what are your thoughts on that? Do you plan on voting Democrat, Republican? Personally, I'm an independent. I like to pick and choose from each and pick and choose different values, pick and choose different politicians. I don't really label myself as one or the other. Just rather be free and choose whatever I think is best for the country, the county, the state. Let me know, what are your thoughts on all that? And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi, my name is Bella, and this is the tip of the day. Do you know what you should always know to do? Even though if you can't go travel or anything, you could always try to find something they could do in the area that you're at, or maybe you could probably go visit another state if you have a car or so, and you could go to different places, but it doesn't always have to be traveling to different countries and stuff. But whatever makes you happy, just do it. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. Here are some more pictures, or more videos actually, from our trip in Chicago. Did a lot of fun stuff. So I'm going to edit this really quick. Heading on a flight back to New York, and I have another pickleball tournament tomorrow morning. So I may not get a video out. I'll keep you updated. I'm going to see maybe if I can or not, but I'll keep you updated. So I might miss tomorrow, Saturday's video. Anyways, hopefully you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for sticking with me. I apologize for the lack of audio and weird camera angles here, but thanks for sticking around. Anyways, hopefully you have a great rest of your day. If you want to check out any of my other videos, my other channels, click right up here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.
A lot of wild onions that grew in that swamp, and they smelled really bad. Sometimes they'd rot and die, right? We all know what happens when you leave a bag of onions in the cabinet for too long. I just think the best part of this story is that early settlers were like, nope, we have no questions. That sounds awesome. Let's call ourselves that. So while New York City gets to be the Big Apple, Chicago will forever and always be the Stinky Onion. Couldn't make that up if you tried.